Hi there folks, Borislav247 here, and on this video I'm going to show you all how to unlock this secret character who is Officer Dick, played by Jack Black if you've wondered about the resemblance there. Now then folks, this is the level that you actually see this character on. Officer Dick is the person that is driving the golf cart right there. Now if you want to unlock this bad boy, this character is well hidden behind 24 challenges that you have to take care of, and I assure you folks some of these are quite extensive. So on this video I'm going to show you everything that you need to know and how to get the job done for pretty much everything. So without any further ado folks, let's get started. Right folks, this is currently the state of play with what I have on my game at the moment, and as you can see I do not have the character Officer Dick. I have the usual array of Tony Hawk players as well as Roswell the alien that I've unlocked, and there's a skeleton there as well that I can use. But in order to unlock Officer Dick, the first thing that has to be in place is you have to have a created skater of your own. So I'm just going to take care of that now folks. I'm not going to show you everything while I'm doing the setup. I'm just going to run straight to when I've actually created one. Right then folks, now that I've got my creator skater completed, let's just very quickly take a look at exactly what's going to be required. So in order to do this, I basically need to use the R1, head over to challenges. It has to be a created skater to get this done. I can't stress that enough. And these are potentially what you need to be taking out. Now, I will be doing a lot of the things in a particular order. So a lot of these combo ones, I will not even be attempting, not remotely, until I have got the stat points for my skater. Because at the moment, you're on absolutely minimal levels in terms of what your stat points are. You really want to be getting every single stat point before attempting anything else. But as I start getting my stat points, I will be applying them, and this is one of the objectives I'll be trying to take up while doing this, because you might as well try and make a gap every time when you are picking up these stat points, because you're basically going to virtually all of these areas, with the exception of Chopper Drop and Skate Heaven, which they don't have stat points on them. The rest of these do. So that is what I'll be going for first. Once I have those, then I will be starting to work my way through all of these. And it's also worth noting, folks, that these particular ones down at the bottom are quite unique in as they do not mention anything about mods must be disabled. So you can potentially take out some of these hardest ones with mods. Without babbling on too much, folks, let's basically get on with it. So it is all about the stat points, so I'm going to take care of those right now, folks. Right now, folks, the state of play here is basically I am just about to collect the last stat point that I require in order to have every attribute filled to max. I'm not sure where all the stat points are, folks, purely because they're very easy to find on each level, and basically it's a lot of fun looking for them and finding them yourself. So as you can see here, I'm just applying the last of the stat points, and that will get me set up for attempting all the challenges now. And the first one I'm about to complete is Gaps, 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 but I need to do the last two levels, which are the Chopper Drop and Skate Heaven. Now, the Chopper Drop, right from the start here, you're basically looking to either kiss the rail, which I just did there, or catch the bunting, which is just above it. Either of those two will basically get you the gap acknowledgement, because no other gap there, for some strange reason, seems to activate the gaps, gaps, gaps here. But anyways, on to the very last one, folks, which is Skate Heaven. Right folks, a nice easy one to get. I want to show this for two reasons. One, so you can see the notification that I have completed the very first challenge. And also another thing that is very important to know, if you have not completed Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 to 100%, you will not be able to unlock the secret character that I'm going for, because the very first challenge that I'm taking out here, those two levels will be locked until you have 100%ed the game. Okay, 1 down and 23 to go. The next one for me, folks, will be the Halfpipe Dream. This requires you to land a 20,000 point combo using a grab and a lip trick with no specials, and the game mods are disabled. Now, it does not state where you actually have to complete any of these particular challenges at the moment, so you have the choice of any level that you choose. And for the first few challenges, I'm simply choosing the warehouse, as this area is quite nice for getting a few of these challenges done. And right now I am looking to try and get this pulled off here. I do complete a challenge there, but it's not the one I am after. I am looking for a grab trick followed by a lip trick, and it all has to be done in one combo. So I use this spot because it's nice for getting lined up for the lip trick once you basically have the rest in place. And I've pretty much got it here now, folks, so just need to land this, and that is it, job done. It will come up with a few challenges completed, but that is the one there that I'm looking for, Halfpipe Dream. So fantastic, job done. On to the next one, folks. Right, and folks, the next challenge I'm taking on is the Re-Revert. This requires a 15,000 point combo with at least 2 reverts, a grab trick, and no grinds or specials. Game mods must be disabled in order to complete this challenge. So I'm back to the warehouse to get this done. And truth be told, the Halfpipe Dream that I completed before, if I had actually just added on a revert after the lip trick, I would have got this done at the same time. But never mind, it's just going to be more of the same. So I'm looking for a grab trick, pressing the R2 to get that revert in place, and then very quickly go to a manual. From there, get up here, get a lip trick done. Again, jumping off with the X, and then hitting the R2 again to get that revert in. And then I just do a manual just to finish it off. And that is it, folks. That is that challenge taken care of. On to the next one, folks. Right, and folks, on to the next challenge called Lips and Stuff, and it's a deceptively difficult one. Land 10,000 point combo with only a non-special lip trick and a revert. The game mods must be disabled for this one as well. So this basically requires you to perform a lip trick. You must hold it until you have at least over 5,000 points, because it is only a 2-move combo, and then you must come out with a revert. That is how it needs to be done in order to get over 10,000 points. So, and this is the problem with this particular one. You've got to hold that lip trick until your score is over 5,000 before coming out of it. So, and it is tough because the balance meter for this is a lot harder to maintain. But there we go, folks. That is it. I get the job done right there. So, on to the next one. Right then, folks, the next challenge is called 5 and Away, and this requires you to land a 5+ combo move with at least 1 revert and using no grinds or specials and no flatland moves. This is actually quite an easy one to do, folks. I'm basically just going to try and do a lip trick and then just basically get some combinations of it. Just looking to get 4 of them there, and then from there, just come off with a revert. And it's as easy as that, folks, that one. A nice easy one to get out of the way. So, okay then, folks, on to the next challenge. Right, and folks, the next challenge I'm going to be taking on is called Grindy Grabby. This requires you to land a 30,000 point combo with a grab trick, a grind trick, but no manuals or reverts. And as always at the moment, game mods must be disabled. Now, I'm going to Philadelphia to get this one taken out, because there's a fantastic location that I love for doing these sort of ones, because basically I'm just going to use that ramp to get my grab trick, and then from there I'm just going to take this out with grinds. And this shouldn't take too long. Obviously I have to make sure that when I come off, don't go into a manual or I will mess the job up completely. But there we go, that is that challenge taken care of, done and dusted. Okay, on to the next one, folks. Right then, folks, the next challenge I'm going to take on is called 3 Moves Down, and this requires you to land a 3-move only combo worth over 20,000 points and with no specials, and the game mods must be disabled as always at the moment. So it's Philadelphia again, folks, and this fountain really does make some of these challenges very easy, because what I'm simply going to do here is 3 grind moves. And all I have to make sure is basically that when I finally move over to the third grind, that I'm round about the 10,000 point mark or more, because then after that it can come off nice and quickly. And there we go. Job done, folks. That is quite an easy one, and this fountain will be used again in the next challenge, I assure you. On to the next one, folks. Right, and folks, the next challenge I'm going to take on is called 8-Channel TV. Land a 40,000 point combo using only 8 non-special tricks, and game mods must be disabled. So, let's do this. Again, it's Philadelphia. Again, it's the fountain I'm going to use. This place is so handy for doing these. I'm just going to make sure that I get the 8 moves. I'm not going to do them all with grinds. I am going to use manuals as well for this. Just basically so that I give the balance meter a wee bit of a rest there. So I'm just looking to get it to 8. And then the points should be assured. I can simply come off at 8. And there we go, folks. That's it. That is that one done. Okay then, folks, on to the next challenge. Right, folks, the next challenge I'm going to take on is called Salt Flats, and this requires you to land a 15+ move combo using only non-special flip tricks and flatlands. Game mods must be disabled as always for these ones, folks. So I'm heading to Venice Beach for this one, and how I'm looking to take out this is going to be quite simply manuals. I'm not even bothered about the non-special flip tricks. It does state that you can use them to get the job done, but you don't have to use them as long as you're doing flatlands. It's all good. And I'm just basically looking to do different combinations. As soon as I get to 15 or over, that's it. Job done. Okay, on to the next one, folks. Right, folks, the next challenge I'm going to be taking on is called Be Special, and this is a biggie. Requires you to land a 25+ move combo with no grind tricks, and you must have at least one special included in this run. Game mods must be disabled. Now, as well as going to be taking out this challenge, I'm going to be also taking out the Seasick challenge, which requires you to land a combo greater than the 6 score for any classic park. And I expect to do that on this particular run, folks, so let's do this. I'm back to Venice Beach, so what I'm looking to do is I'm starting with some grinds. Obviously, this is not part of the run. I'm just looking to get that special bar up. This is where I'm going to start. Right? I'm looking to start with a special. That is a 900. After that, I'm looking to hit the R2 to go into a Re-Revert. The up and down very quickly after that in order to get into the manuals. And then from here, I'm just going to go to town. I basically want to get that to 25 or more. And then that is it. That will get the job done. So just making sure, just keeping an eye on the bar there, and this is where it starts to get tricky for me because I'm having to watch both where the multiplier is as well as watching the balance, but I get it done, folks, and that smashes out 2 challenges there in one go, so that's a job well done indeed. Okay, on to the next one, folks. Right, the next challenge that I'm going to take on, folks, is called High Flier. And this requires you to land a 15,000 point combo of hangers flying high gap. And very noticeable, mods are no longer required to be disabled in order to do the next few challenges. This one certainly doesn't require mods, folks. Basically just need to grind over that section in order to open the secret area. And from here, I'm basically looking to get a combo move that basically goes over that gap, basically the entrance that I've just come in from. So I'm looking to get the special meter up first, and then I'm going to go for it straight away here. And the jump I get right, but I don't get quite enough on the trick, so I'm just shy with the points because I do require 15,000. So no problem. Just get myself set up again, try and get a little bit extra out of this one. And with the Re-Revert at the end of that one, that gets the job done. So on to the next challenge, folks. Right, folks, the next challenge that I'm going to be taking on is called Up on the Roof. This requires you to land a 20,000 point combo off the School 2's dropout roof gap using one grind trick. Right, folks, at the very start here, I'm using X, square X. And from here, a lot of people make this a lot harder than what it needs to be. I'm looking to actually aim to my left here, come up here, go into a manual, then get the grind at the top, then jump off to the left, and then just take care of the rest of this combo with manuals. It's really as easy as that, folks. The hardest part of this particular challenge is honestly just getting onto the roof section in the first place. And there we go, folks. That's that one. Job done. Okay, on to the next challenge, folks. Right, folks, the next challenge I'm going to take on is called Mallway Space, and this requires you to land a 25,000 point combo off the malls for the atrium gap using at least one grab trick. Now, this one, folks, isn't a particularly difficult one to do at all. In fact, I did make a mess of this the first time I attempted it, but it's really the hardest part of this particular requirement is getting the grab trick in at the end. Because basically once I get to the bottom of the mall section here, because it is basically the food court, once I get into the food court I'm looking to the right hand side, and it's basically a grind fest with a grab trick at the very end. So I'm just looking to vary the grabs, try and get that combo up, and then I just don't quite make the grab trick there, but no problem at all. It's a case of just go back and do it again. And just try and make sure it doesn't need to be a really high scoring grab at the very end. You just have to make sure you get one in quickly. So trying to make sure I'm not going quite as fast on the grinding, but yep, I just make sure this time get that grab in at the end, and that's it. Job done, folks. On to the next one. Right then, folks, the next challenge I'm going to take care of is called Downtown Dirty. And this requires you to land a 30,000 point combo of Downtown's Dirty Rail Gap, and you must use at least one lip trick. Now, can be a tricky one, but this is how I do it. I start off here. I'm basically just looking to get the special bar right up to the top. So I'm heading up here for good reason, because basically when I start heading back down this hill, it gives you a good sighter for the rail that you're trying to get on. So I make a mess of the first attempt there to get the bar up, but there we go. Now it's in place. That is the ramp I am using to try and do this, and I don't have any success the first time, but no problem. I've got plenty of time on the clock, so I'm not worried at this point. Okay, I'm looking good again. Try and line up a little bit better, and this time I get spot on. So I'm grinding that rail. Once I come off, I'm looking to go into a manual, looking over to my left here for that particular rail, and then I'm looking to get the lip trick in here. And that, honestly, folks, is the easiest way, in my opinion, to get this done. And that's it, folks. On to the next challenge. Okay, folks, the next challenge I'm going to take on is called Beach Party, requiring you to get a 35,000 point combo of Venice Beaches all the way gap using at least one grind trick. Now this one, folks, is tough. And because it is so tough, I'm actually going to take the opportunity to use mods for this one to show you how it's done first of all. What I recommend is you set it up to have perfect manual balance, because that is the biggest part of this challenge that is so difficult, and then set it to no bails. Have those two in place and this is a doddle. So this is where this particular challenge needs to be done. It's Venice Beach, obviously. From here there is a particular section that you have to manual right across, and you have to get this right from the very start. So onto that section. Now when you have the perfect balance, it's great. All you have to do is focus on direction, jump off there, make sure to maintain a manual in place, and from there onto that rail to get the grind in that you require, and then finish off with manuals. That is how easy it is when you have the mods, and you can use them on this. It will get the job done. As you can see, I've got the notification on screen right there. But I am now going to show you how to do it without mods. Right then, folks, this is not easy. I consider this to be the hardest of the lot when trying to do it without mods, but this is how I get the job done. I wouldn't say it's very pretty, but it does all go right eventually. And there we go. I'm just basically finishing that off, and that is it, folks. That is it done without the use of mods. On to the next challenge. Right, folks, the next challenge I'm going to be taking out is called Poolside Burn, and it requires you to land a 40,000 point combo of burn sides over the pool gap using at least one grab trick. So here's how it's done, folks. You don't have quite as much time as what you do on some of these challenges, just due to the fact that this one takes place in a competition park, but it's not a problem. There's still more than enough time to get this done. So I'll look to get the special bar up to full, and then I'm looking to go over this ramp here. I do actually make a bit of a mess of it. I do get the grab trick in place and forget to actually get the manual afterwards in place. So not a problem though. Just again, make sure I've got the special bar up to the top. Line myself up. And yep, I forget to actually get the jump going properly there. So not a problem. Give this a go, get the grab trick. Make sure I've got the manual in place. Now, I didn't actually think I'd got right over the pool, but I actually have, because I can see on screen there where it has the over the pool landing in blue. So I know I've got that, and from here, it's quite literally just seeing that out to make sure that I have enough points. And that's that one taken care of, folks. Job done. Right, folks, the next challenge I'm taking on is called House Stimulating, and it requires you to land a 45,000 point combo of Philly's manual stimulation gap using at least 2 reverts. Not going to deny, folks, this one is tough. It really is quite tricky to get this one done, but the first part of this is quite literally in Philadelphia to access the secret park, which is over here, and that is how it's done. Now, once you're in here, the idea is to basically get started with some move that will give you quite a bit of speed to go into a manual. And while doing that manual, you then need to go over a very specific area, which I will try and show here. Yep. From here, I'm looking to get over this particular area here. That is and I don't quite manage it, folks, but not a problem. I have got a little bit of time on my hands, so here we go again. It's this area, and this is good. Yep, the manual stimulation taken care of, but I make a bit of a mess of that at the very end, so no problem. It's just a little bit of rinse and repeat. So once again, just looking to get a reasonably good move started. Then using the revert with R2 followed by up and down very quickly to go into a manual. I've got the manual stimulation done. Now from here, I'm looking to hit there, use that part, go into another revert. That is the hardest part of this combo, to get 2 reverts while keeping it all going. And that is it, folks. I managed to get that done. Okay, on to the next challenge. Right, folks, the next challenge I'm going to be taking out is called Grey Was Here. And this requires you to land a 50,000 point combo of Roswell's Grey Grind Gap using at least 1 manual and a lip trick. Again, this is another tricky one, folks, but this is how I get the job done. Okay, I'm not too worried about the special bar, so I'm really just going for the prize straight away. So from here, it's through this section, and here's the most important part of it. Basically, you've got to be grinding all those. That gets you the grey blind. Now from here, I'm looking to get over to that section, and I actually have a little bit too much speed there because I'm looking to come off and head back down in order to get to the next section, which will get me my lip trick that I need. But here we go. It's rinse and repeat, so make sure to get those 3 grinds in. I've got the confirmation with the grey grind. It's basically telling me there. Now from here, I'm looking to keep this going. Big jump off at the end, and that gets you to that area where you can get the lip trick in place, and that is it. Job done, folks. Okay, on to the next one. Right, folks, I'm now on the home stretch and only 5 challenges remain. The next one I'm taking out is called Go for the Gold, and it only requires you to get a gold medal on any of the competition parks. Game mods now must be disabled for the rest that are coming up. Now, I'm just going to show one of these gold runs in full, because I don't feel the need to show all 6, especially as it's pretty much rinse and repeat on the other parks. But after I've shown this complete run, I will take the time to show another method that I use for getting some really big scores on one or two of the harder competition parks. But on this one, it's really all about just one or two fundamentals being in place every time. Wall plants are always nice to be able to use. That is quite literally just jumping off with the X button and hitting the X again just as you're approaching a particular wall. The up and down very quickly when coming off a jump in order to ensure a manual is something else that you also need to be very familiar with. And grinds, of course, it's just a case of a combination of 2 button presses every time, whether it be circle, circle, triangle, 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 circle, as long as it's 2 press buttons every time of these, and also the square button comes into play with those as well. But as you can see for that first run there, folks, no problems whatsoever. In fact, on this particular competition, as long as your score is reasonably, probably if it's anything over 150,000 and you don't come off the skateboard in any way, shape or form, you normally get your 99.9. So from here it's just more of the same, rinse and repeat. Come off the top section of that ramp area, come down into a manual. From the manual, went over into the grinds, and then I've come off that section back into manuals again. And this one's looking very nice here now because I'm already sitting at times 22 with a base score of 10,000. So this, I'm going to smash this second run out of the park as well, because this is all I need. Oh, there we go, 320,000. So at this point, I'm not even going to really bother doing anything else because I don't have to. This one should really ensure that, without any doubt, that I will get a gold medal on this particular competition park. Yeah, there we go, folks, 99.9. So guaranteed I cannot possibly fail to get the gold medal on this park, but I'm just going to do the third run just for the hell of it. So again, this is the way I tend to like to start my run on this particular skate park. It just gets your multiplier up quite nicely from the very start, and yeah, from here just keep working on this, and yeah, this will get the job done. Very nice. Now then, yep, there is just another 15 seconds to go. So again, I just don't see the point in doing anything else at this point, because the job is done. This should actually ensure a third 99.9, but I'll just let this play out and make sure that it does. Yep, there we go. And there's a notification on screen for that particular challenge, so that has been taken care of. Job done. On to the next 2 challenges. Right, folks, the next 2 are all based on the competition parks again. First one is called 4 but never 4th, and this requires you to get 4 of the gold medals. And the next one, Goldenrod, requires you to get the gold medal on all 6 of these. Now, as I said before, I'm not going to show all these being done, but I am going to show now the method that I use to get the big scores on 1 or 2 of the tougher competition parks. And not only that, folks, I'll just mention this now, that this is the way that I am going to pretty much take out all the 6 scores on all of the classic parks. So I'm just looking to get that special bar right to the full, then go for a special move. From there, looking to hit R2 as a land to get that revert, and then from there up and down very quickly on the D-pad, which gets you into the manuals. And as you can see from there, folks, I'm now sitting at a very nice base score, and yep, and there we go, folks, that was just shy of 300,000. Right, on to the last 2 challenges, folks, and these all involve getting 6 scores on all of the skate parks. And in order to get these scores, you must do them in a 1 full combination run. It's not a case of 2 or 3 different scores. It's all got to be done in 1 smooth run. So Here we go, folks. I am actually going to show every one of these taking place, but I'm not going to show them right from the very start of each level. I'm basically just going to jump straight into where I actually get the action going. So it's just basically to show everyone exactly where I like to take out these 6 scores on each of the challenges, because I'm basically every time looking for an area that I can get a special in place, and then after that have a nice bit of room in order to get the revert in and get the manuals going. And on this particular level, I start with Downtown Jam. I show it for this one for good reason, because I consider it the hardest. Okay, on to the next one, and this is now I'm starting to just basically work my way down the rest of the skate parks. So starting with the classic here, which is Warehouse, and again it's rinse and repeat. And I'll be honest, folks, from here on in until the rest of these challenges are done to a 6 score, I'm not going to bother commentating anymore. Just sit back and enjoy, because basically it's just rinse and repeat, and it's just a case of the location every time where I start these challenges from.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah! Ha! Yeah!
Hey, taxi!
Taxi! Hey, taxi!
Right, folks, I'm pretty much just about done for the last of the two challenges that I need to take care of, and there we go. That is the confirmation for the Sicknasty challenge that has now been taken care of. Okay, on to the next page, and I will basically show how to unlock this character. As you can see, folks, now that is full confirmation there that I have completed all 24 of these. All I really need to do now is to just basically go back up to the previous page, and as you can see here at the top, there are a couple that I haven't claimed yet. You basically go on, use the triangle button to claim them. So if I just head back over to the one that I need to do, and there we go, that is the secret character unlocked. So then, folks, for all your hard work, in order to access him, you just basically, when it comes to choose your skater, and there he is, Jack Black, better known as Officer Dick. And that's it, folks. It is a lot of work to get this character, but totally worth it. And that's it, folks, for me. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Take care.